Alright, yeah, guys, so welcome back to an episode of Genshin Impact, yeah, guys. So, yeah. So, we're doing Dia's story quest.
Exploration and trials.
So, yeah.
Adventuring is right up my alley.
Without further ado, let's do this shit. So, yeah. Wait. Beat the treasure portals.
Rise of the
Another
sun!
test subject.
Dia story quest.
Rock in the sky! No more mistakes. Try and stop me!
Test subject. I got you.
Light of the blazing sun!
Okay. That was a random event. And yeah, last night, I unlocked Chasta, bro. Wanna see? There. I unlocked Chaska, bro, baby. Yeah. Still gotta rank her up, though. Probably do that later this episode, probably.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. She knows her way around a fight.
For real. Yeah. Yeah, for real. At least this is one of the times that you acknowledge that the Traveler is the one that fights. So that also means, why the fuck do you come, Paimon? That's also what that means, bro. What's the point of you coming, bro? Like, almost a lot of the times, there's no reason for you to come, Paimon. When it comes to the adventure shit, bro. You don't act like a guy the way that he's supposed to. Like, you're not, like, you don't act like a guide at all, bro. Outside of the beginning of the game. Because remember, at the beginning of the game, she actually she teaches us about the game at the start. That I'll give her credit for, because it's the first time players play Genshin. So it's the first time a person will play Genshin for the first time. So she basically teaches you how to play and how to play the game. But after that, she becomes useless. She doesn't act like a guide afterwards, bro. Like, that ass, bro. And I'm be honest, Mondstadt is like the only occasion where Paimon actually acts like a guide. Because after you leave Mondstadt, you'll never hear Paimon be a guide ever again. And we're already at Nodcry. And the game's already at Nodcry currently. So yeah. So yeah. And you haven't acted like, and Paimon has not acted like a guide since Mondstadt, bro, for real. And that was in the prologue of the game. Like, that ass. That was at the start, bro. Like, like those people had the right to underestimate Paimon, because She, let's be honest, she doesn't do anything. She does not even fight, bro. But yet she gets fame from it alongside the Traveler. Where in theory the Traveler should be the only one deserving all the fame. If it was the Traveler's, if the Traveler would have corrected Paimon by saying, "Hey, I'm the one that does all the fighting, and I'm the one that deserves all the credit," like, like there's certain times in this game I've been asking, please, that sorry, you know what? I'll say it again. There be times in the game where I be thinking and saying, please say something, Traveler. Like, that ass. Like, there's only been very few times the Traveler actually speaks, bro. In game, bro. Outside of the voice lines page, bro. And that pisses me off because the voice line page, the Traveler speaks more in their profile page in the voice line section than in the actual game itself, bro. Like, where are those conversations from the voice lines page of the Traveler, bro? Where are those conversations in game? The only real time I hear the Traveler speak a lot is in the first act of the prologue, bro. Hell, in that one scene where we meet Paimon, that's when that's when they both started to to work off each other in a conversation. But afterwards the Traveler barely speaks at all afterwards. With Paimon doing almost all the talking, bro. For some reason, bro. One of the main issues I see is that Hoyoverse tries to have Paimon be a lot of things. They try to have her be a narrator. They try to have her be a mouthpiece. They try to have her to be comedic. Like, choose one, bruh. Like, they try to have her be a guy. Like, they try to do too much with Paimon. Have her do too many things at once, bruh. And it's so annoying. That combined with her high-pitched voice. And by the way, at the start of the game, her voice was high-pitched, but it wasn't as high-pitched as it would be later on. Like, her high-pitched voice started to get insufferable in Samaro, bro. Started to get insufferable. Like that one time when she got locked, when her and the Traveler got locked up, she yells on top of her lungs, bro, yelling help. Well, at one part of me actually thinks that she deserves to get locked up, but on the other hand, oh my god, her screaming on top of her fucking lungs, bro. Well, basically hurting my ears, bro. Like, dead ass. Although she was already starting to become a problem slowly, it solidifies. I feel like Samaro solidifies her being the worst character, bro. Like, dead ass, bro. Then why? Then and also Paimon. That why would you take the credit for something you didn't do? If there's certain times where you say, "Oh, she could fight" or "he could fight," depending on which sibling the player picks. Oh, they could fight. Then what's the point of you taking credit for everything, Paimon? You don't even fight at all. Like, you just float. And also, this also brings it. I think I said this earlier, but why did you decide to tag along, Paimon? If you aren't gonna act like, if you aren't gonna be like a guide that you're supposed to be, if you don't act like a guide, then what's the point of you coming with us on this whole journey? Let's be honest. Like that ass. And it also asks me the question of what if the traveler never fished out Paimon? Because remember, at the start of the game, it's revealed that the traveler and Paimon met when the traveler was fishing, and all of a sudden they fished out Paimon, who's supposed to be this like fairy creature, this small fairy creature. Like, and also another problem I have with Paimon is not only, and you already know that my problem is the fucking greed and rudeness of her, and the fact that she takes credit on occasions for something that she doesn't do. But another problem I have with her is that we don't even know about her. We don't even know about Paimon. We're already at Nod. The game is already at Nodcry, and we still haven't known anything about Paimon. The only things we know about her is that she floats, she's greedy, and she's rude. And she's stupid. Let's add that, bruh. That's all we really know about Paimon. We don't know her origins, bruh. And it's already 5 years into the game's lifespan, bruh. Hear me? 5 fucking years. And you still don't give us any origins of Paimon herself. Like, at least with the other characters, at least with many of the other characters, you do get some form of origins, rather it be in game or in their shorts on YouTube, or not shorts, in their trailers on YouTube. So yeah, with Paimon, you sadly get none of it, bro. Sadly, I get that she's the mascot for Genshin for some fucking reason. I honestly think that the traveler should have been the mascot instead of Paimon, bro. Because I get that you want to have her as the mascot, but but there's also one thing you should have in your mascot: likability, bro, and character, bro. And Paimon had none of those, bro. Okay, she does have character, but is a horrible character, and she is very unlikable, bro. So yeah. So yeah. So that's why I believe that I don't mind a person having this character as mascot, but I don't mind this character being a mascot as long as they're a good character. If your character's shit, then it makes me wonder why the fuck do you chose that character as a mascot? Like, another terrible mascot of some sorts would have to be 5 characters, the Monocubs from Danganronpa V3. They are so annoying. The Monocubs is so annoying, bro. It even got to a point where you barely see Monokuma in V3. And whenever you do see Monokuma, he is not that good. even though Monokuma is actually a good example of a mascot done well, if you're only counting Danganronpa's 1 and 2. In Ultra Asparagus, he's only an enemy in Ultra Asparagus. But when it comes to Danganronpa's 1 and 2, he's a character done well in both of those games. However, I feel like Monokuma had a downfall in V3, bruh. Because not only did Monokuma barely appear in V3, but also he would kiss his own kid's ass by saying, "Oh, they're so cute," even though that they're terrible characters. All that he gets is, "Oh, they're so cute. I love them." That's what most of his dialogue in V3 is for Monokuma. Or at least that's how I feel like, bro. Also, on top of that, the Mod Cubs steer away from the main story, bro, of V3. Like, for example, I'm getting engaged in the characters and storyline, and then all of a sudden, Mod Cubs bring in their family bullshit that has nothing to do with the game, bro. I'm like, please get these 5 niggas off my screen, bro. And it's especially worse in the class trials, bro, because everybody knows that in Danganronpa, that if a student if a character gets killed, they hold a class trial, and if they get it right, the only the culprit gets executed. But if they get it wrong, then everyone else gets executed, and the culprit could get to leave the location. Well, I'm trying to see who the culprit is in the class trial. Only for the Mon Cubs to bring in their family bullshit and random bullshit. That has nothing to do with the class trials. Like, I'm trying to figure out who's the culprit in the class trial. And then y'all come around be like, oh, like, I wonder what we're gonna do, or oh, what color puke it is. Like, I don't give a fuck about shit like that. I'm doing the class trial. I'm trying to figure out who the culprit is. Why y'all bringing y'all bullshit into the class trials? Like, it takes away from the class trials, bro. Like, you're trying to be focused on the class trials and the story only for them to come in and do their bullshit, bro. I would have to say this about Paimon. I'll give Paimon this. At least her dialogue has something to do with the story. With the story. I'll say that, bruh. Same could not be said about the Mon Cubs. Because at least with Paimon, it's only one person, only one terrible person you have to deal with in game, bruh. With Danganronpa V3, you have to deal with fucking 5 terrible characters in the shit, bruh. Throughout the game, throughout much of the game. So yeah, I think the Mon Cubs are worse mascots than Paimon, without a doubt. But I still think Paimon is a terrible mascot in general, bro. So yeah, I know. Me talking for the longest time in this one fucking scene, bro. So yeah. Yeah, me talking a lot in this one fucking scene. Yeah, I had to get that out of my chest, bro. Point is that I like these scenes because it it lets Paimon realize that the traveler's doing all the work. But But the thing that pissed me off is that why does Paimon get credit for something that she doesn't do, bro? That's the thing. That's the thing that always had pissed me off, and that the thing that will always piss me off, bro. Like, for real. And there's also times where Paimon didn't have to go to certain places, because if you didn't notice by now, some places Paimon gets scared, but insists on going because I'm the traveler's guide. Like, we get like you don't act like a guide. That's the thing, Paimon. You don't act like a guide the way that you're supposed to. Like, you're supposed to show the traveler how things work. But I know some might say that, oh, she does that. But the thing is that the other characters said that seconds ago. That's the thing. Yeah, other characters said that seconds to a minute prior. So yeah, like I get that this generation has low attention spans, but you don't have to fucking. But they're not stupid though. So yeah. So yeah. I know it's just me complaining, but the best parts of the game is when Paimon is not annoying, bro. So yeah.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them.
Yeah. Like I said, the best parts of the game is when Paimon isn't annoying, which is honestly pretty rare in this game, bruh. Hell, there even be times when Paimon is completely absent, bruh. And I meant to say pretty rare outside of hangout events and World Quest, because in World Quest there's no voice lines, so you don't have to deal with Paimon's annoying high pitched voice. So yeah, and also you could just change the way the dialogue says when you read it, bruh. And that's what I do. Whenever the dialogue mentions that both the Traveler and Paimon had done a lot, I just say that the Traveler does a lot because I feel like Paimon does not deserve the credit because she didn't do anything. Like, I know I mentioned this before, but it's like when you're doing a class project. It's like that. What, like, Paimon is like that one lazy motherfucker that doesn't want to do a class project, bro. And that the other person does all the work, but yet they get the credit. Like nigga, you didn't do shit to deserve the credit. Like I did all the work.
Here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Also, I can't even see how Paimon would fight, considering that her hands are so fucking small, bro.
Let's get it on!
Yeah. Considering that Paimon's hands are so small, I don't think she can fight in general, bro. But that's the reason why I think that Paimon does not get credit, because she doesn't even fight. She doesn't even get involved.
You ain't messing around!
She doesn't even have major involvement in the storyline. All that she does is just stand around. Like she always does. Okay, not stand around, slow around. around because she's a fairy. All she does is float around. That's it. Like, why would standing around should be credit? In reality, it shouldn't, bro. So yeah. Just for standing there, bro.
You're the Flame Mane.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lockmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation.
Yeah, bro, you're just looking to... Yeah, bro, you care about your That's what people say when they try to protect their reputation, bro. Because there are some people out there in the world that care about their status more than others, bro. But once that status crumbles, oh, it's over, bro.
Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes?
Oh, shit.
You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
Damn. She's threatening to kill... She's threatening to... I was about to say threatening to kill her ass, but... Damn, she's threatening to take his ass out. Either making his ass blind or immobile, bro. It's alright.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
What the fuck?
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
With the emergency treatment.
I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them.
Yeah. And then he tried to take the easy way out so that he doesn't get any of the information out. Because that's how some people are. They would rather take the easy way out as opposed to give up information on someone.
I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.
Okay, some weapons in here. Medicines and bandages. Okay, food and water. What's this?
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lockmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lockmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakan al-Akmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered.
Maybe the more amount just happens to cancel each other out.
Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Homoyani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last
Nope.
name?
This is definitely the family.
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family. Just what the heck is going on here?
Calm down, Dia.
I'm sorry, you're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakan al-Akmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakan al-Akmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Ribat or Port Ormos.
If the dude was actually aware of this.
Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past? But that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would stoop so low to make Mora.
I don't think Dunyarzad knows anything about this either.
You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do now? All we found is just another
We want to
mystery.
get to the bottom of this. We won't be able to turn that.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakan al-Akmar.
Dia, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
That sounds like something that you would do, Paimon.
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust. She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
Alright, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, bro.
Astra Abyssal. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
Yeah, I had to wait patiently, bro. Yeah. Now I have a bunch of them on every 60, bro. Wait. And with this motherfucker, bro. Oh. Wait. And now it should go.
Pyroclastic surge! Adaptive frosting! The Pinagoo back! Not bad. Wrath from the sky! Full throttle! Light of the blazing sun! No more mistakes. The end of our legacy.
Rise with the sun! Pyroclastic surge! No more fizz on the loose! I swear by my sword! The flame burns. Men, fall back. Up to the freezer.
Oh my god, bro. Why is this so fucking hard, bro?
Light of the blazing sun!
Oh my god, bro.
Burn it down! Switching gears. Pyroclastic surge!
Go is what?
Rise with the sun!
Barely a scratch.
Try and stop me! Light of the blazing sun!
Holy fucking shit, bro. Let me do this one cutscene, bro. There she is.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we're still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet. On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, "Dunyarzad, we're back!" So tell me, what happened?
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. But don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can.
Yeah, man, just explain what's up.
My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you.
Yeah.
I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dia?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of Mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought. I think I get what you're saying. You'd think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense.
Yeah.
If my father had always been in contact with Dakan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dia into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dia to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
That's what things are looking like at this point.
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dia.
It's all right, Dia. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about friendship again?
Friendship is, oh my god, you don't even know what friendship is. Damn, there's one of her personalities of being stupid, bro. Like, friendship is it's built on trust, like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, this is like kanji levels of fucking stupid, Paimon.
Right, yeah, trust! You said that yourself, Dia.
You didn't even know what friendship was, Paimon.
Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts.
Trust hasn't been misplaced then. He probably has made conflict feelings well.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet at the usual place then.
Usual place? Ah, right.
Stupid. You're so fucking stupid, Paimon. Like, Paimon always has a brain, always has like a tiny brain to me, bro. I had that usual spot. I forgot, bro. Go. There you go. Oh. I know I just got this shit in the. Let's do this shit. I honestly don't. You know what? I honestly don't really want to do the fight, bro. But in order to rank up Chaska, I have to, bro. Like this is my honestly, this is my least favorite fight, bro, in game, bro. This thing.
Burn it down! Wrath from the sky!
Oh my god, I forgot to do this.
Full is blood! A dash of frosting! Barbados, guide us.
Rise with the sun! Pyroclastic surge! Try and stop me!
Yeah, that ring thing, that ring thing, that whole ring.
Wrath from the sky!
Up to the freezer!
Light it up!
A dash of frosting! Yeah. Sha.
Light of the blazing sun! Rev the engines!
The end of our legacy. Up to the freeze!
Burn it down!
Okay, I know this occasion that I have to see is bring me here. Yeah, that's the reason why I have to leave.
Pyroclastic surge!
Fuck that.
A dash of frosting! A burst of sweetness!
Wrath from the sky! Try and stop me! Try and...
Up to the
Light of the blazing sun!
You know what? Let's go. Oh, there's 9 around there. Let's go. That guy. Just collecting this shit, bro. Boy, this tiny ass place, bro. Well, I do need to get a teleportation waypoint. Yeah, around there anyways, so yeah. No, no. I didn't mean to press enter, bro. Yeah, that's more like it, bro. Right now it's just enter. It's cool that we have this island now, this whole island, bro. Okay, okay, this fate I don't really care about. This I care about. You know what I'm saying, bro? What I get? Oh, it's just official repeat. At least it adds up to this Star Glitter shit. I still got 25 days left to get Ningguang, bro. Added to the collection, bro. Now she's at stage 2 currently. let's do this cutscene first.
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to her is her travel companion, Paimon.
More like a travel annoyance.
Ah, yes. My daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
Dia explains. Dia shoots him.
So, that's what you found? Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, Dia, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you, the facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homiyani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar.
Wow.
Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dia.
So he was the one who recommended Dia to you.
Wow.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dia could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dia as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and me all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dia's fees. I refused to take any more from him, but he'd always send me funds anyway.
Damn.
Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait! Isn't that around the time that the Khan al-Ahmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things, but by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dia at risk. That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no. Dia, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions.
Maybe there's no way. Look, I'm looking at all this. Can you try believing him? Just one more.
Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head, but I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone.
Alright. So yeah. Basically a lot of bad blood between Dia and her father. So yeah. I mean a lot.
I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Khan al-Ahmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem. I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the Core of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
That's way at night. Well, yeah. Might as well actually wait until it's nighttime, bro. Or unless... You know what, I'm gonna go back and forth between Thea and Siegewing. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, person.